today I wanted to tackle the subject of the industrial Internet of Things and how it's showing no signs of slowing down. And it's something that many of you listening have probably never even thought about, the need for real-time data processing, analytics and rapid response, and how it's becoming a top priority across industries including oil and gas, wastewater, precision, agriculture and so many others. And meeting these priorities can be incredibly problematic through cloud-based service providers, especially in remote locations where internet connectivity is poor at best. Essentially, real-time data processing and analytics are a top concern for the industrial Internet of Things success. So the option of embedded intelligence and fog computing must be considered when the cloud is not fast enough. So if, like me, you're curious and enjoy learning about how technology is transforming industries that you don't necessarily associate with technology, you should love today's episode. Because I've invited Scott Allen from Freewave Technologies onto the show, and he's going to discuss how to scale intelligent networks and what software engineers should be focusing on when it comes to designing, developing, deploying and operating industrial apps in real time at the edge of the industrial Internet of Things networks. Whew, that was a mouthful. So buckle up and hold on tight as I beam your ears all the way to Utah so we can speak with Scott Allen, who's waiting to speak to us from Freewave Technologies. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Scott. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Scott Allen. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer for a company called Freewave Technologies, based out of Boulder, Colorado. I've been in the technology business for over 30 years, and I've had tremendous influence in network performance, application performance, and security forensics. And now I'm doing industrial Internet of Things, remote radio communication systems, and application servers.
So you are working with some incredibly cool technology over there. And for people that are just learning about you for the first time, Freewave Technologies is a leading provider of wireless machine-to-machine solutions that deliver reliable access to data for leading companies in the industrial Internet of Things markets. So, like I said, I think most people listening will know all about the Internet of Things, but can you just help maybe set the scene and offer an overview of exactly what the industrial Internet of Things is and how technology is transforming areas that people don't necessarily think of or associate with high-tech technology?
Sure. Well, the industrial Internet of Things is just like the Internet of Things, except for it's for industrial environments. If you think about your home Internet of Things, you've got your doorbell answerers and your video cameras and all the things that tell you what's going on and alert you when people are at your door, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, if you think about in certain industrial settings, for example, oil and gas, where you've got a well pad out in the middle of nowhere or a tank that's full of valuable oil, they have some of the same basic issues. Who's going out to those sites? What are they doing out of those sites? What kind of data can they collect, and what kind of things they can do to monitor those sites? So they have very much the same kind of needs as we have in the home to keep our home safe and to keep it you keep the fridge full and do whatever you're doing here. They have the same basic needs in some of these industrial environments, whether it's oil and gas or water, wastewater, or utilities, or smart cities, or grid systems, or even things like earthquake monitoring and volcano monitoring. They're all gaining benefits from having technology identify what's happening at a particular site, who's at a particular site, and kind of what they need to do to improve a certain circumstance, situation, business circumstance, etc., at those sites. So the industrial Internet of Things is all about making sure that those devices and those environments are operating optimally.
So can you tell me a little bit more about where Freewave Technologies fit into that emerging landscape? And I also believe that you're the number one provider of wireless industrial Internet of Things to the oil and gas industry too. Is that right?
That's correct. We actually sell to the top 30 oil and gas producers in North America, and we cover more than 60% of the top oil and gas producers worldwide. Essentially where we fit into that landscape is is in the upstream environments. And when I say upstream, I'm talking about the places where they pull oil and gas out of the ground, or out of where they actually pull the product out of the ground. And in many cases, these environments are very remote. The weather can be either really, 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 really hot, like in Saudi Arabia, or really, 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 really cold, like in Alaska. So our technology, we basically have spent 25 years building out industrial grade radio communication systems specifically designed for those environments, for those really rough, rugged environments, and that's perfectly fit for machine-to-machine communication and now the Internet of Things for industrial environments.